Hello! My name is Anna Ingleby from Indigo Moon Theatre, based in Hull. Welcome to the Beverley Puppet Festival 2020 Outreach Project. Together with my colleague Hafil Perdana, who is based in Bandung, Indonesia during the lockdown, we will present to you a little film. We can't visit you, so instead we have sent you a shadow theatre kit, mini theatre, complete with puppets and a torch and a lamp. We want you to have some fun inside the box or to think outside the box on the bedroom walls. You might even want to make a puppet. Whatever you do, we just want you to have some fun. And if you want to share anything with your friends or family or the wider world, you're very welcome to do so. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you have lots of fun. For shadows to happen, we need a light source, a puppet or object to make the shadow, a place for the shadow to land, and usually a bit of darkness, as much as possible, to help us see the shadows more clearly. Now I'd like to introduce you to your shadow theatre kit. First of all, the cardboard box opens up into a miniature shadow theatre, varnished and with a polycarbonate shadow screen, making it really easy to keep clean. Here we have the theatre unfolded. The audience would watch from the other side. I say audience, it might just be a member of staff filming it with a phone, recording it, and then sharing it with whoever you want to share it with if you feel like it. The clip lamp is clipped to the top of the box, but you may decide you want to clip it to the edge of the table and experiment with different distances of the light from the screen. You have brochures from the Beverley Puppet Festival 2020, including a yellow page all about this project and a spreadsheet with all of the videos which are available to the public. You have a great little torch here, perfect for shadow theatre because it has a single point light source. When you press the button, green means it has enough power. One press is for full beam, the second press is for a dimmer beam. The third press you may not want, it's for flashing. Finally, the fourth press turns it off. If this comes up a different colour from green, it means it might need charging. If so, then plug in a cable to the back of the torch, and the other end of the cable goes into the USB plug which comes with your kit. Your lamp will also use a socket like this. It's the one plug for both. Here we have two bits of mirror board, a rainbow and a heart. The rainbow is painted with glass ink. Here we have 6 puppet characters inspired by leaves and trees, which Hafil Perdana designed in Indonesia. And I've made them over here. There'll be about 6 sticks with each kit. You can either use 1 per puppet or you can use 2 on the same puppet. And we have some polycarbonate scenery of fire, forest and waves. Again, this is glass ink, and you'll see later how this can be used. We'll also include some bits and pieces in case you want to make your own puppet. Now we can see the magic of shadow theatre. You might find it easier to have your puppet balanced on the playboard that we created, but you don't have to. I'm rolling the stick in my thumb to make the head move, resting the weight of the puppet on the playboard, but you may decide to bring the puppet back towards the light. I now have the lamp clipped on a table further from the screen. And you can play with the scenery. So, for example, this character is here and then all of a sudden, whoa, he's at the seaside. Ah, swimming. And now, let's see what it looks like from the front.
Oh, fire! Oh, 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 oh.
Singing a song, reading or recording a poem, or playing some music can enhance your show. The next item is not included in your kit. However, it was bought from a well-known stationer. It's a simple pencil case, but when you put it in front of the light, it makes the most beautiful sea. So at the moment, this is me just holding the pencil case in front of the lamp. However, if we switch light sources, here's my torch. You can also put the torch inside the pencil case to have that underwater feel, completely blue, bluey purple. And the other way to use this lamp is from pointing backwards, and you can reflect it onto the screen to give a magical effect. Similarly, another pencil case from the same place has the same effect on the screen when you shine the torch onto it. That's what I'm doing here. You can actually go anywhere with it. Here's another, it was from a chemist. It had some cosmetics in it. You can have great fun with these pencil cases. I call them magic pencil cases. Obviously they're not, but we make them magic with what we do with them. You can either reflect them or put the torch inside. Now we can see how the mirror boards work. This time the lamp is pointing to the back and it bounces off this little heart and can land on the screen. And I can bend it. This might be where you're tempted to have a go on the walls instead. As well as the heart, we have the rainbow. I can bend it, flex it to and fro, and have the rainbow land on the screen like this. And now I'm trying out the heart on the bedroom wall. And I'll try the rainbow. If the light shines very brightly on the mirror board, you get a brighter reflection. Now it's quite close to the lamp, and I take it further away, and I can bend it to and fro. Here's how it works. The light is bouncing off the rainbow, and then I can point this rainbow wherever I want. Here was the heart. You can send love hearts around the room or to your loved ones, wherever they may be. are very many ways that we can create shadows. For example, using three-dimensional objects, which we can make very large if we project them onto the wall. The theme of this year's Beverley Puppet Festival is Back to Nature. So, Hafil and his team in Indonesia went to Babakan Siliwangi Park, north of Bandung, near the zoo, to look for leaves and branches. They were not allowed to take anything away from the park, but were inspired by many interesting things. Branches and roots, either hanging or on the ground, creating wild, busy lines. And there were lots of different shapes of leaves. There was a whole feeling of wilderness where nature has been left to look after herself. Given that he couldn't take things away from the park, Hafil looked for inspiration in his own garden too. Here's a full garden tour from his kitchen all the way around to the front of his house. There are so many things in Hafil's garden which could make interesting shadows. Here are the leaves which Hafil selected as shadow objects. He deliberately picked them for their different shapes and types, to create a good variety of shadows. He made them stand up by taping them to the sides of recycled packaging and arranging them on a table in front of a wall, but not too close to the wall. Here we are, using these objects from nature and combining them with objects found around the house to create interesting shadows. This effect can be created with either a proper torch or one from a phone. Hatfield created puppet designs based on the natural forms of leaves and trees. His team then experimented with these and the other shadows. A lot of fun can be had if sometimes more than one person shines a torch on different objects and the shadows can overlap. Here we can see how it was done. This effect is created by holding a different colour, lighting gel, in front of each light. You can create the same effect by using your scenery to create colour in front of your lamp or torch. So much drama can be created on your own four walls. And perhaps a song or a poem or your favourite music can accompany it. And you could ask for it to be filmed using a phone. Do you have any interesting objects which could make a good shadow? Hatfield discovered a model ship. Perhaps the shadows which you create could inspire a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Maybe you can think of a character or creature that you would like to make who could inhabit your own landscape? I'd like to show you how a simple shadow puppet is constructed, in case you want to make one yourself to play with your theatre or on the walls. You need a piece of card, which could be card like the ones provided in your kit, or it could just be cardboard from a cereal packet. You need your favourite scissors, going from big to small. You need a split pin, some bits of soft Velcro to fix to the puppets for the rods. You need green plant sticks, electrical tape to bind it, and the prickly side of the Velcro to attach to the end of the stick. And of course you need a pencil crayon which you can see if you draw on dark card. So what I did was I drew this cat in two pieces. That's important because it needs to overlap to join and move. So I drew it sideways also, so that the character can turn and face other characters in the story if it needs to. So I cut out each bit. I used the different scissors accordingly. So the big scissors for the big areas, and then as things got more detailed I used the little scissors. And things like the eye, I made a hole in the card with this pin. You don't need such a huge pin, but it's handy so I don't lose it. Any drawing pin will do, and I made the hole through the card into here. Once the hole was in it, it was easy to get round with these little scissors. Snip and turn is my magic motto when cutting. Once you've finished cutting, you then position the cat in the way that you are happy with, and once again I made a hole like that, and I made sure I was happy with the movement. Then I made the hole slightly bigger by pushing in the point of the scissors, and I'm always careful that my other hand is nowhere near the point of the scissors. I made a hole in here as well. And then I took a split pin, put through one hole first and then the other hole, like so, and then it opens up. And what I did was I engineered the paper a little bit. I snipped around until I was happy with the movement, because there were bits sticking out. And I cut it nicely so that I was happy with the movement no matter what position this cat is in. Then I took the soft Velcro and I peeled off the backing, and I stuck one there and one there, which means that you can get good action on the cat when you have the sticks on it. The sticks are simple green plant sticks with the prickly piece of Velcro over the top of the stick, and later these will be binded with string and some glue to make them stay for longer. And then that means when you lift it up, it's like that. I hold these at the ends like this, and just a small movement from my thumb to roll the stick results in quite a lot of movement. If you want, you can bind your stick with the electrical tape, which means you end up with a nice smooth finish which you can easily clean in between different people using it. Shadow puppets have been around for a long time. We don't know which country they started in, perhaps the Middle East, Persia, China, India. I'm just going to show you these ones that we've got from Indonesia. This is Arjuna. There is always a red line between the feet, which shows that it should be parallel with the banana log. Today it's my bedroom radiator. But this is pointed, this buffalo horn is pointed at the bottom so that it will go into the banana log, which is like a giant leek, if you can imagine. And the giant leak is like the Earth. So the Earth is populated by these characters. Now this line is important because the angle of the eye is actually going downwards. That means this is a humble character. It's known as Ilmu Padi, or wisdom of the rice plant. And the idea is that when you grow up, as you're a child, looking up at the world and everything else, that you are the centre of attention and you always look up, you expect to be the centre of attention. As you grow older, you realise that you're taller, you can see further, and you're observing more and you're aware of other people. So looking downwards is a sign of humility and of nobility, I suppose, as well. So Arjuna is very noble. Here we have Shrikandi, one of Arjuna's wives. Shrikandi is looking straight ahead, her eyes looking forwards. That means she's more outspoken. She's still refined, but she speaks her mind, so she's looking straight ahead. These are made of buffalo hide, and you can see an incredible amount of detail has been cut from these. But you only see the colour when you see the actual puppet, because it's an opaque shadow puppet. This is Gatotkaca. He's also looking downwards. He's noble, but he has a big round eye. That's because he's a warrior. And here we have a baddie called Chakil, which means tooth. See his big tooth. He's looking upwards. His face is pink, which means he's easily angered.
Ugh, I want to kill you.
And here is a demon. Big round eye, big teeth. If the face is black or white, either of those usually means refined or holy sometimes. But when they're pink and red, they're easily angered.
Oh, I want to kill you! Oh, oh, oh.
And we have Patruk, who looks a bit like Mr. Bean. It's important to say that these come from an old tradition, which traditionally is for adults, not a children's art form in Indonesia. So plays can go through the night, and it's all about linking up with the world of the spirits as well. Patruk is one of the clowns. He's half god, half human. Wakes people up a bit at 1 a.m. when they're a bit sleepy. And the Wayang Kulit, which is the name of this type of puppet because they're made of leather, it's all about communicating to people. So it's not just a children's art form. Here is Krishna. Actually known as Krishna in Indonesia. It's the same character as Krishna in the Hindu stories, because the Hindu stories from India were taken over to Indonesia. Thank you for watching this film. We hope that you will have some fun with your Shadow Theatre kits and enjoy your adventures. If anyone has any questions, please keep in touch. Also, if anyone wants to share anything, no matter how small, we'd be delighted to hear from you. Pictures or videos of up to 2 minutes can be shared via the outreach page of the festival website, www.beverleypuppetfestival.com. Goodbye for now, and I hope we can meet you in person in future.